Hey, what's up, you guys? Does capitalism get you down?
Does the constant pressure to be productive get to you?
Are you tired of being a cog in the machine?
Then we invite you to be part of the revolution against toxic productivity by embracing the useless things.
Welcome to episode 72 of the Very Unimportant People podcast.
Do less.
I'm your host, Lidia, and this week I debuted my low-rise pants.
Ew.
It is 2022, May 9th.
You're done.
This is going in the history of documents as history
done.
of the pants. The low-rise pants are back.
Ew. And I'm Courtney. I'm your other host.
I'm supportive.
I hate low-rise pants. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow.
And this week I went camping.
Oh,
Yay.
camping. How was camping? Where'd you go?
Camping was fun. It was good. We went to Sombrio Beach. No surprise there. I literally just go there anytime I need to go anywhere.
Yes.
And it was fun. Normally on the way up, we go to this breakfast place, Shirley's.
Yeah.
It's like the best place ever. And Janae's brother was here. And the entire time he was here, we were hyping it up. We're we're going to go to Shirley's. Shirley's is the best. You're going to love Shirley's. It's the best place in the world. And literally hyping it up every 3 minutes. And we got to Shirley's. Shirley's was closed.
Why?
I was like, what? How can they get Shirley's? So we had to eat pizza for breakfast. Literally the only other place on the way to the beach is a pizza place. And we had to wait in the parking lot for 30 minutes for it to open. We were waiting outside the door. We were hello. And then they opened early for us. We were thank you. It was really good pizza. Very, very good, wood fire pizza. But for breakfast, not always what you're craving. But
no, definitely
you just make do with what you got, apparently.
That sucks.
Yeah, then we went camping. It was supposed to rain. I really didn't want to go camping. I was this is a bad idea. We're going to get wet. It's supposed to be really cold. Mm-hmm. I think this is going to be miserable. Suck. But the guys really wanted to go. So I was fine, I guess we'll go. And it ended up being the best weather ever. The rain just kind of somehow skipped over us. People thought we were idiots when we got there because it was raining when we got there. And we were trudging down the beach. There was no other tent set up. It was just us and our tents. We set up our tents. We went for a walk and we came back and the sun was shining. The birds were singing. It was great. We got a beautiful sunset.
That's so awesome.
We got a beautiful sunrise. It was sunny when we woke up. So the weather ended up being really good. And then it started raining right as we left. I was
oh my God.
It just we were here.
Were right in between the eye of the storm, We were. They were
wait, let's just pause because they're here. And then we got ready to go.
The second that you guys left, the weather was
we can keep going.
Yeah. Back with our regularly scheduled programming.
Yeah, so it was funsies.
Really sweet. Mm-hmm. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Tell us about your low-rise pants.
Courtney's disgust is just so hard to disguise.
Yeah.
I was sending her pictures and she's like, it's an unexplainable ick.
I was like, it's not you. It's not that you look bad. Yeah. It's that I can't handle it. I can't do it. I can't do it. Whenever I see them, I get the ick.
I mean, I understand. It kind of just reminds me of elementary school in a lot of different ways, but these pants are just kind of different. For some reason, they give me Justin Bieber vibes because they're white and they have some pockets. They're kind of cargo pantsy and they kind of sit in a pretty good spot. So a little bit about my body. I don't have a very defined waist. My torso is very much straight. I definitely do have a waist, but it's not super defined. So for some reason, I don't know if maybe my torso is just made for low rise because while high rise do me favors, low rise also looks fantastic. I don't know why, but it just looks it's just perfect. It's just straight body and we're good to go. And so I got them from also maybe a little bit of a controversial place these days, Garage, which is also somewhere that I used to shop when I was literally in grade 6. So that was in 2010. Garage was popping,
old, though.
For elementary school kids. Stuff. But seriously, I went back to Garage maybe 2 years ago and I got a shirt for New Year's and I wore it on New Year's. Such a cute shirt. 10 out of 10 shirt. And now I went back and like I saw some pants that I really, really liked, and I was like, fuck it, let's fucking go, let's do it. And I got like a shirt that was really crazy and really cute. And like, I don't know what's going on with Garage, but they sell a lot of things that are incredibly, incredibly small and just look like they are made for literally preteen girls, which I was in grade 6 when I was buying clothes from them. And they also sell things that are just like for regular people, apparently, for adults. And also, their entire like marketing scheme in Garage has completely changed. I don't know what happened, but they're not like super like dark and like grungy, and like the walls used to be black and purple, and like there was like some pops of yellow and stuff like that. But recently they just completely changed over into just white everywhere with like holographic kind of glass chairs and like white chairs with like that kind of holographic like material on it, and it's just like glass that kind of turns into a rainbow sometimes. Yeah, it's so weird, and it looks okay, I guess, but it just kind of looks like it's very different. It's very different from the Garage that I like know and love. Like, and a place called Garage feels like it should be a little grungy and not this like kind of
like a garage.
Yeah, exactly. And not this establishment. Like, I don't understand exactly what is happening. And in this Garage too, they had like personalized fitting rooms that you could book in advance and get a stylist for, and you could like book 30 minutes with the stylist. It was so bougie and so weird. So anyways, I put these pants on, and originally I thought that they were going to be high rise, and I was really excited for it because I've kind of been looking for white pants because like I live in the city now and I need to like up my style game because everyone dresses like it's a goddamn fashion competition. So I like got these pants and I was like, okay, I'm going to try these on, and I put them on, and like they were low rise. So I was just like, oh God. And so I walk out of the change room and I was like, oh my God. And immediately 3 sales associates were like, oh my God, I've never seen anyone look so good in those before. And I was like, what? I was like, really?
I'm pretty sure they're paid to say that to you, but so, I'm happy for you.
So I took the paid compliment and I ran with it, and now I just have unstoppable confidence. Like I know that low rise gives so many people the ick, and I still don't completely like the low rise pants, but for some reason when I wear these, I'm like, these look amazing. Even though I know for a fact that there's a lot of muffin toppery going on, I'm still like, this is amazing. I don't know why.
Yeah, I feel like they're really coming back in style. They definitely are. Like, I see a lot of people wearing them around. I can't. I feel
on TikTok, everyone's always just like, oh, like people, the only people who want low rise fashion to come back is like people who are like a size 0 and like people who are like a size 2. And by the way, you guys, I'm not a size 0 or a size 2 or even a size 6 or even a size 8. So I'm wearing low rise jeans out here, low rise pants out here, not denim, definitely not like denim yet, but maybe my mind is definitely open to the possibility. I have unleashed a whole new side of my brain. You know, right side, left side. They say you only use 20% of your brain.
Low rise.
That open concept.
The high rise side of your brain and the low rise side of your brain.
I've unlocked the spare bedroom in between those high and low rises, where the
low rise.
Oh,
lives?
I see what you did there.
You said you unlocked another side of your brain
for a second.
No,
and I was like, oh, okay, like the brain is at different levels of living.
No.
But you meant like the high rise and the low rise pants.
Yes.
Yeah, so I've unlocked low rise
because we were
again.
talking
it was
about
closed
pants,
down for a long time. Yep. I did not follow that train of thought. But yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm happy for you. I'm glad that you feel good in them. I just
it's crazy.
I can't. I feel like they just cut off.
I get it.
They just cut off in the wrong spot. Like the waist, goes like this, and they just sit like on the bottom 1/3 of the waist, right? And it just freaks me out. And then when you sit down, everyone can like see your butt crack. And
sometimes
I'm a person with like large hips and a large badonkadonk, so yeah, they just make all of that bigger, and then when I sit down, everyone can see my butt. So I just feel like I have personal trauma from low rise, and I will never be going back there again.
I completely understand. It's sympathize. Badonkadonk. It's totally okay. I don't expect everyone to, come over into the low-rise side of the world. It's just like, it's just insane. For so long, I've been shut off to that part of the world because of the media and because of the stigma around low-rise jeans. Yeah, people were just like, low-rise is disgusting. Why would you ever wear low-rise? Blah, blah, blah. I just got out of style, And I was just like,
and the low-rise just disgusting. Got so low at some point. Sometimes I watch movies from like the 2000s and it's literally like it's sitting on their pubic bone.
Yeah.
Like they probably have to get waxed to wear those pants.
Ew.
Like, it's gross.
So gross.
I never want that to happen again.
That's really bad.
I would prefer them to go up, like all the way to under my boobs, please. That's where I'd like my pants to sit.
You need to invest in some like overalls. I think you would really thrive in overalls.
Maybe.
Just one pants.
Just a leotard.
Yeah, just onesies all the time for you. Oh man. Yeah,
anyways.
And I'm happy that they've allowed me to explore this other side of the world. And I'm learning a lot about fashion and that you could just wear what you like, And it doesn't have to be what's in style all the time.
I think that's what makes it fashion. It's just the confidence. Because I feel like one person can wear something and if they're not sure that it's fashion, they kind of maybe look like homeless or like, that doesn't match. That's a little chaotic. But then if you just strut it with confidence, people are going to be like, she knows what she's doing. That's fashion. It's about the confidence.
That is fashion right there. It is about the confidence. It's true. And you have to have unquestionable confidence too. Mm-hmm. Like you can't wonder where it came
from. Be like, it's fashion. I know more about this than you.
I am a fashionable person. I love it. So guys, this week, I'm gonna talk to you guys about safes and safe unlockers. And this story starts, as many do, with my mom, the main character in everyone's life at this point. So basically, she works at Humber College and she's been working there for like 10 years-ish. And in that time, they've had this like safe in the back space that's just kind of been sitting there and like it hasn't really been moved or opened or unlocked and like no one really questioned it. It's just been there and she's just like, spooky. It's not really any of her business. So it's just kind of this mystery that's been sitting there like untouched for a couple of years.
How is she not like tempted?
Right? So
I'd be all
eventually I think she was like the only person who really was like seeing it too much too, because it's kind of just like in the back and she just kind of knows like the back end of the hallways and like the underground tunnels and stuff like that. It's also in a locked room that's only for staff, so it's like a locked room within a locked room. And the college has been really dead for like a really long time now because of COVID. And so my mom like began to bring her gardening hobby to work. Like the windows are huge, the sun shines into the windows and through the roof, and the electricity and the water is free. And she's also like this fix-all type of person, and anytime that they have any issue that they don't know how to solve, they put my mom on it. She gets called in on the most random projects, so she has a lot of really random knowledge that she just like has collected and then uses it once and then never has to use it again. But I guess it somehow like amalgamates into a bunch of different things and just a bunch of different experiences and stuff like that, right? So she just gets things. So since it's just been so dead, one day the boss was looking for some busy work for the employees, I guess, and he decides that since the safe has been sitting there for so long, too long, and it's taking up space, and the safe is fucking huge too. It's 8 feet tall and like 10 feet wide. It's like an entire room that you could open up the door to and like walk into and store things, like put things up on shelves. You could like squat down, like maybe get a little step ladder and like reach the very top shelf and stuff like that. Humongous. But no one, according to him, had opened it for 50 years.
What?
So it's also important to note that Humber campus is actually an old insane asylum. And although the safe wasn't around like for kind of while that was happening, it was there during construction and like during the birth of the college, right? Ooh. So it's been there for a while. So everyone at a certain point, they were like all dying to know what treasure could possibly be inside. The boss, meanwhile, literally just wants the space. He just wants it out of the room. And
I can't believe he doesn't want to know.
I know, he like doesn't care. He honestly wanted to
like
get it destroyed or like lift it out. Yeah, I know, right? Fucking Scott. So he was like, I don't know what to do with this, but he tasked my mom to like figure it out. So my mom is just like, okay, I'm gonna figure this out. And so she calls the Humber archivists and asks them about the safe and asks them for the combination, because my mom is like, what the fuck is inside of this safe? So she asked them for the combination and they didn't even know it existed. They were like, what safe? The archivists didn't know that this fucking thing existed. So they were like, call IT. So she calls IT. Maybe someone at IT has been working at Humber long enough to remember what the code was, and they also have no idea that the safe is there.
Oh my god. Is it like a digital, like you type in the code, or is it some sort of like spinny lock
situation? It's a turning mechanism. Yeah, it's like a spinning lock turning mechanism. Super old. Oh, it's been there for like 50 years, so I can imagine that it's like at least like 60 years old or 50 years old or something like that.
Wow.
Right? So cool. So she starts watching YouTube videos on how to crack open safes. And
the government is like watching her like search history, like, we need to keep our eye on this one.
We should flag her. Yeah. And it just seems like a long process. And like for something to seem like a long process for her, it's like it means it's probably a huge fucking process, because she's down for any task. But for this one, she was just like, you know what? I don't have all this expensive machinery. She was watching videos on how to like fucking heat drill through it and stuff like that, and like chainsaws, like all this different type of things. And she was just like, you know, I don't think that this is fully necessary, and it's definitely not in the budget. And she was not feeling like she had the motivation for it. You know, she had other hobbies at work. You know, she brought her all her plants. She was just like, this is just too much for me. So she looks up someone, a professional who could get the job done. So she looks up safe breakers, and it turns out that safe breakers and safe crackers is a small but very active industry. The first guy she calls, I know, did not get back to her for 2 weeks. She told him about the safe, she told him about the size and about the year and about the model, blah, blah, blah. And he just like didn't get back to her. And she was just like, hey, you know what, fuck this guy. Maybe he wasn't even accredited or something like that. So she calls the second guy, Toronto Safe Crackers. He gets back to her. He shows up with like a shit ton of tools and a shit ton of knowledge, and he looks like he's like ready to work, and they haven't booked for like 4 hours. And at this point, there's like the entire staff is like standing around the safe, and they like all want to meet the guy who's going to open the safe, and they like all want to find out what's inside of it. And so they like welcome him inside, and the team is kind of waiting there in anticipation to see what's going on. Knew it was going to be a lengthy process, but they were like, maybe we'll just keep him entertained for the first little while. Takes $600 out of the budget, $600 to open the safe. Okay, he brought all his tools, everything. Sure. They start chatting amongst themselves. You know, he's a skilled professional, whatever. Chatting, whatever. 15 seconds later, the door is open.
How?
I fucking was so shocked when she told me
this. Guy needs to be in a different industry. He needs to just start robbing banks, because he's got a talent. 15 seconds.
It does fucking talent. It was insane. And they were just like not even through their conversation, and the door was already open. They heard it clicking, and they were all like, what the fuck? Like stopped mid-conversation to turn around to see that this guy was just like standing there with the door open. And so he was telling them then, since he had 4 hours to spare, he started talking to them, and he was just telling them that every safe comes with like a factory code, and it's kind of industry knowledge to know what the factory code is. And so he tried the factory code first, and he also has this knowledge of, from being in the industry for so long, that oftentimes people will pick a code that is super similar to the factory code because they want something easy to remember. So the factory code was 2050, and he tried 2060, and it opened. Yeah.
That's so dumb. Whoever made that code, so dumb.
Fuck you.
Why would you make it so close to the factory code?
I don't know. They just wanted something easy to remember.
Or
any 4 numbers would have been totally fine, but they were just, I don't know. And it was technically just 2 numbers, because you spin it to 20 and then you spin it to 60. So it's like they spun it to 20 and then they spun it to 50, and they opened it for the first time, and they were just like, fuck it, we'll just make it 60. And for some reason, no one fucking knew the code for like so long. So they open it, right? And they're just like, holy shit, let's go see what's inside. So they go see what's inside, and it's pretty much all empty except for some film in the corner. I know. Yeah. So they have a couple of rolls of film. that they have to give to somebody who still owns a film projector so that they could kind of see like what's on it and what's the tea, if there is anything on it, or if it was just like storage for empty film or something like that, because maybe it was expensive back in the day, skis. But yeah, a little bit of a mystery, a little bit solved. And I was just really also impressed with this guy who did 15 seconds of work and got paid $600. And
yeah,
although like he did do the whole getting ready process, you know, he went there, he went back, he got his tools, he has a lot of knowledge. This story kind of piqued my interest in but what the fuck, like, is this industry, and like how do you get into safe cracking and like what are these people's lives like? So that's kind of what this entire segment is going to be about.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah. So the guy running the company my mom called, which was called Toronto Safecrackers, is run by this man named Joshua Pothiers, and he, in quotes, has never been unable to unlock a safe. So every safe he's gone to, he's been able to unlock it. And they pride themselves in using non-destructive methods. So a lot of people online on YouTube will tell you, you know, you can drill through this little area and then like take your special thing through. Yeah, literally just break it. Like, or just break the one, break the two.
Just like, I know all the codes.
Yeah.
I have them all up here. Somehow.
So they don't destroy, they don't drill or nothing. One time he opened a safe from the 1960s and CIBC like went to this area and did like this whole article on it, and they were just like, what's gonna be in it? Like, this guy is coming on Friday to open the safe. And so he shows up and CIBC is there. And 2.5 hours later, after also like 3 other locksmiths had attempted to open the safe, he opened the safe and they were all so fucking excited, and it was just old skates from like the 1960s. Yeah, I know. And he says that actually happens a lot. Oftentimes people think that they're going to get some sort of crazy treasure or some sort of something, but usually it's just kind of something left over from when the safe was emptied. Or
I feel like people take the valuable things with them. You know? They're not going to leave like a cool 50 mil in the safe. They're gonna remember that.
Just a cool 50K. Yeah, exactly.
You're like, oh yeah, I gotta take
coming
that
with them. Me. But the skates, I mean, you could use the cool 50 to buy some new skates or something like that. So he says that happens a lot, and oftentimes like it's sad faces when he finally gets the safe unlocked. But I mean, he still feels like a lot of pride in being able to do it. So you can buy training to be a locksmith from Wayne's Lock Shop, and it's a whole bunch of videos that you can get, and this is like kind of, there's a couple of different levels to being a locksmith. Okay, so this one I'm guessing is probably for the first level, and it's like $10 a month for like a shit ton of videos, or you could buy it for $100 for the whole year. You could watch all these videos, and I honestly don't know a lot more information because I would have had to pay for it, and I didn't want to do that. But if you're interested, you can do that. And if you open a locksmith business, you need to get it verified and registered in the Hey Locksmith license like database, which is a database that approves locksmiths. And because of this, there's like a lot of different scammers out there who are trying to like scam you and get your money for these locksmith situations. So there's like this whole other part of the industry, like safes and like banks and stuff like that is one side of the industry where people are working with those circular dials and circular locks where like a locker where you can kind of like tick it and like kind of figure it out. And then the other side of the unlocking and safe locksmithing industry is like if you get locked out of your house or if you get locked out of your car, and this is where most of the scams happen. So
interesting.
Apparently what goes down is that if you're locked out of your house, you will typically Google some super desperate Google search, and this leads you to ads that seem very good, but you're in such a state of panic and desperation because you need to get into your house or into your car that you'll just click on whatever, and you'll just click on whatever price, and you'll just kind of like go for it without really like thinking too deeply into it. And then someone gives you good news, right? So you call the locksmith and then they're just like, I'll do it for $40, and you're just like, fucking fantastic, like come here, like be here in 2 hours, like whatever. So this guy will show up, and then he'll say that the lock is either too new or too high security, and that he can't unlock it or she can't unlock it, and they have to destroy the lock. So they destroy the lock, drill through it, and then give you a new shittier one and then charge you 10 times more than what you had originally agreed on over the phone because they had to do something like too difficult, or you had to cover the cost of the new lock or something like that. And this is how people get fucking scammed. And real locksmiths, you'll know you're being scammed because real locksmiths will never need to drill for a door or for, like, I don't know about cars, to be honest, but for a door, like, if they're just like, we have to drill it, it's probably not a real locksmith, and you should probably just tell them to go home.
Interesting. See, my question here is that, like, what is the ethical code of the industry? Because the fact that people can just break into safes and break into homes really easily, I'm like, is there any kind of process where they're like, hey, prove that you live here, or like prove that this safe is yours, that you didn't just steal it from someone? Because I feel like, I don't know, safes are supposed to stay locked, and locks are supposed to stay locked for a reason.
It's an uphill battle. It is an uphill battle. I don't know what the ethical code is. I think that I don't know. There should be a lot of people who go into like robbery though, if they're locksmiths. Yeah. But I feel like they also get paid a lot of money for doing their jobs. Like if you're opening a safe, then like your job, you're getting paid a pretty good amount of money. And that's probably enough. And it seems like from the people who, like, I'll take you through a couple of different people who I found articles on, they seem to just really enjoy the challenge and like the fun of opening the lock. They don't really care about the money too much. Yeah, they're just like, this is a fun little like difficult kind of game for me to solve, which I also thought was a little bit funny that like someone 60 years ago was like, I will make a hard challenge for my fellow man in 70 years that they have to know all these special rules and have to have the magic touch to be able to open and stuff like that. Like it's kind of cute that someone was like designing almost a game for us to figure out in the future.
It's an interesting way to look at it.
Yeah, but I mean, they could definitely go into robbery and stealing. I don't know what's stopping them.
Yeah,
honestly.
but even like for me, if like I knew my neighbors were away, and I just walked over to their house and like called the locksmith and I was like, hey, I locked myself out of the house. Can you break in for me? That's what I'm saying. Like, what's the ethical process there? Like when they arrive and I'm like, yeah, I live here. Can you just pop that open for me? And I could just rob them.
Dude, you're onto something.
Bam, bam, bam. So easy.
Robbers, cover your ears. Don't listen to this piece of advice because Courtney is really onto something. I've
always had this like personal almost like fringe theory that locks on homes are pointless because they're just really for your own comfort, because anyone who's coming to rob your home is coming prepared to break your lock. Like nobody just walks up to a house and like tries it and then if it's closed they're like, oh man, I'm gonna go rob someone else. Like they're coming to your house with the intention of breaking into it. Yeah, and they probably know how to get around your lock. So I feel like the lock is just for, it's no secret that it's locked, you know. And same with cars. Like, if they want to break into your car, they're going to break into your car. Like, they're going to smash your window. Like, whatever. Yeah, so literally. You locked it. Ooh.
Oh, my God. I guess it just makes it harder for, like, average passerbyers. But, yeah, you're right. Like, if you have something valuable to be stolen, like, a lock is only going to do so much.
Yeah, it's just for your own benefit. Everyone knows your house has a lock. If they really want in.
There's a lot of different ways in. Totally. I'm thinking about my house right now and, like, giant glass windows.
Oh yeah. I have a window right beside the lock on my front door. I think about this all the time. Just, I could break into my own house.
Yeah, you could. 100%. You might need to someday. What if you lock yourself out?
That'd be good.
Oh my God. They are pointless. Damn.
So there's a whole other thing for you to think about.
What a revelation.
Ponder upon.
Yeah, I will definitely be pondering on that. Okay, I don't feel as bad then for not locking the house sometimes when I leave.
Whatever.
Because if someone was going to break in, they would break in anyways.
Exactly. They're going to, at least now you won't have to like replace your front door or replace your window because they can just walk right in. One last thing to replace.
Yeah, fantastic. Also, benefits of living in a shitty house is that it's generally overlooked when people are trying to rob.
Always make sure your house and your car is a little less nice than the one beside you.
Ooh.
Be like, they got the expensive stuff.
I like that. Okay. No. That's how you avoid getting robbed. Don't have nice things.
Yeah. First step.
Be poor. That you won't get robbed.
Easy peasy.
So there are also safe cracking competitions.
Wow. That's cool.
Yeah. And for 3 out of the past 5 years, this guy Scott Gray of Toronto won at the competitive event. And it's called the Safe and Vault Technicians Association Convention, and it's like held in the same place every year, and like safe crackers from all around North America like show up and participate in the competitions and do show and tell and like have little speeches and like just do like little "we are safe crackers" like union things and trade secret sharing. I know. And,
how does one practice safe cracking?
Well,
do you just buy a bunch of safes and you're like, you ask a buddy to lock it? Pick a code, any code.
You could do that. That's definitely one way to do it. I think that a lot of people, this guy Jeff Sitar, who is the world champion safecracker, he's the best safecracker in the world. He practiced on like safes that he found in the junkyard. So he would go as like a kid to the junkyard and kind of like pick up broken safes, and that's where he learned how to like do it. And also there's books you can read about it, and there's like books about like master manipulation and like the art of manipulation and stuff like that, and it teaches you how to open up safes and how to like kind of feel for resistance while you're turning the code to see like where other people have opened it before, or like where the numbers are stuck on, and you could feel it and you could also hear it. And that's how you kind of learn how to open up the safe. So since he's been doing it since he was so young, since he was like 12 or 13 or something like that, he, I guess, is just better than everybody else because he won the safe cracking competitions 8 times in a row. The international safe cracking competition. I know, this guy's fucking crazy. He serves as a consultant in heist films for safe cracking. Cool. And he said, I know, right? And he says that every lock has its own personality. And he says that he can tell pretty quickly if the lock is talking to me or not. Kind of like an artistic sort of way of looking at it. And he has a couple of fun stories. So one client brought him a 100-year-old safe, which he opened in less than 10 minutes. And there was $20,000 of cash inside. Wow. And then the owner tipped him $500.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, how much did he get to keep?
$500, baby. And he says, like, he could feel things in safes that the other people couldn't feel. So one example was that he went on a TV special because like he's world renowned, so they brought him on a TV special to test his skills, and they set up a safe so that you could see through the other side, and like it was kind of a false door so they could kind of record it, and they put different things to rub against the lock cylinders. They put a toothpick, a post-it note, and a feather, and he could tell every single time which one of them was fake and which one of them was the real like resistor that told him what the real number was. I know. This guy's like a fucking psychic or something. So that's so cool. He detected them, you know, he knew. He's worked for police departments, FBI, the Pentagon, which hired him to open a highly classified safe aboard a ship during the Gulf War. Yeah. And he says that every time someone wants him to open up a safe, he'll do it, and then he'll like immediately turn his back so that he doesn't see what's inside the safe. Aww. Because he's afraid. Yeah, it's a privacy thing, but with the war thing, with the Pentagon, he was afraid of secrets that if you knew it, then you would have to be killed or something like that. So he says that that's where his practice started, and ever since then he just turns his back. He's like, I don't really care what's inside. I just really care about Yep. What don't know won't hurt me. Will not hurt me. Yeah, so he just like spins the dial until he finds these like resistance points, and that's how he like figures it out. I know, right? And he has a lot of really cool also machinery, which I am assuming is something that the guy from Toronto Safecrackers probably brought to my mom's school. There's like this electronic listening device. It's like a heartbeat listener, and they put it on the front door of the safe. Yeah, that's what it's called, a stethoscope. Aww. And they put it on the safe, and then they listen to it, and they like help like crack it like that. But tools like that are forbidden at competitions. So in order, he doesn't use those often because he wants to keep his skills sharp. So he often does it just with his hands and with like his own ear because you're not allowed to use those. Like it's just a game to him.
That's absolutely wild.
I know. Right? So back to this guy from the Toronto Safecrackers guy, Scott Gray. He was saying that cracking safes is always hard, and the truth is that they are not designed to open. No matter hard. What. It's an uphill battle. Seconds. Yeah. I know. And he's like always so quick with it. He won the competition like 3 years in a row, and he's like, it's always difficult.
So tough.
He says his preferred strategy is finesse over force, which I think is a nice way of putting what all of these people are doing. Yeah, and he just finds out by like arranging the lock in a certain way, using the combination. There's no force at all. You're just using sight, sound, and touch to figure out the lock combination. Pretty fucking cool. And there's also a union, the ALOA. Wow. I know. You have to pay a yearly fee, which is what tells me that it is a union. And it also puts you in as a verified locksmith website or locksmith business, and it'll put you onto the website Hey Locksmith, so that like people know you're a reputable place, and people like you or I can go to that place and just pick like a locksmith that's near us, and that we know that they're certified, and so that we know like we found someone we trust who can do the job, and then there will be repercussions if they like fuck something up, you know what I mean? It's a whole fucking thing. It's like an honor system thing almost that you have to pay for. So the trade associations for safe and vault technicians is called the NSO, which is the National Safemen's Organization. Sexist, but whatever. It also provides technical training. And wait till you hear this. Oh, right. So this is why this kind of feeds into the sexism a little bit, but it's also a little bit funny. So we'll see how it plays out with the audience, which is Courtney. They have penetration parties, which offers
the fuck is
certifications and training for opening safes.
Why is it called penetration?
I don't fucking know, because they're men.
So fucking weird.
I know, isn't that weird?
That's even a weird decision for men to call it penetration.
They just want to penetrate together. They just want to penetrate each other with knowledge.
Fair enough.
They just want to hold each other's hand on the dial as they're turning it.
I see.
Whisper
so this was
into each
another
other's
one of
ear.
those like activities that was created so men can just be close to each other.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
I see.
They just want to feel another man, be bonded with another man through an activity, as we know, because
penetrate
men can't bond.
The safe together.
The barrier. The safe. Oh. Yeah, exactly.
The safe is
they want
their
to
heart.
Penetrate each other's safety walls and break down what it truly means to be a man.
Crack open that safe.
Crack open that safe over your heart. So yeah, that's what they got. There's 3 levels of certifications that you could reach. Registered safe technician, which is just like kind of basic, and you have to demonstrate knowledge. It's like a written test of like parts, lock identification, combination changing, basic servicing, lock facts, and troubleshooting. And then the second level, which you can only get to if you pass the test for the first level, certified journeyman safecracker, which is demonstrates knowledge of tools and techniques, dial to lock identification, round doors, square doors, and fire safes. And then the third and most accredited level, which you have to pass level 1 and level 2 test to get to, is certified master safecracker. And this is all aspects of the safe technician trade. It also covers, this is the one if I was to get into safe cracking, which is what I would be interested in, which is antique safes, which is fucking cool. And I'm guessing antique is anything over like 50 years old. Like those are the ones that are interesting, that are in the news, that are like mysteries. Like I don't want to go to a bank and like the bank is like, I can't open it. I'm like,
I forgot, like, I feel like antique safes too is like, you know, there might be something really cool in there. Like maybe someone died and like they never took it out. And this was, you know, maybe a time before things were like digital and we had like banks and stuff, so people kept their stuff at home.
Yes,
so there was
like old
probably
documents,
more cool stuff
maybe, which could tell you about how people used to live, like perfectly preserved skates. Secrets. Yeah, even finding like silly little things like film or like, you know, perfectly preserved skates. Like, I still think that stuff is pretty fucking cool, and I would probably keep it, to be honest. I'd be like, sick. You also get to learn about GSA containers, which I didn't look up. Sorry, guys. Vault doors, high security containers, and you need actual competence as opposed to theoretical competence in troubleshooting, combination lock manipulation, and offset drill point transferring skills. And I think that the drill point transferring skills is the one where you actually do have to drill into the door and you're like, I'm sorry, but I have to ruin your safe because I'll fucking know what I'm doing. But as they said, if you're a good safe cracker,
last resort.
Yeah, exactly. You don't need to break nothing. Yeah, just call a different safe cracker if you feel like you can't get it done, because someone will be able to. And yeah, that's it.
That's cool.
That's the world of safe cracking.
I have never even stopped for a moment in my life to consider the world of safe cracking. So it was all very interesting, and I kind of want to try it now. I kind of want to watch a YouTube video and try to like break into like a locker lock, just see if I have like the ear for it.
Yeah, me too.
Do you think it's something that you're born with, or do you think it's something that like you acquire?
I think you can get trained to do it. I honestly think you can get trained to do it. Yeah, I think it's possible. I feel like, I think the perfect opopportunity would have probably been in high school when everybody had those turn dial locks.
Yeah, you could
that
just
probably
like
would have been
walk down the hall all day, popping open everyone's
exactly.
locker.
But I swear to God, when I had those locks, like, it wasn't just because I had, like, my hand had memorized the combination, but it was also because I could feel when it wanted me to stop, you know? Like, because sometimes I have the blood of a tradesman. But, like, if it was 14, like, I would never, like, sometimes I would stop at, like, 16 or something, but I would never go past, like, 5. Like, it would kind of stop me. I would be like, this is, and then this, and then this, and then, like, I don't know. It just felt, like, second nature to me, and... I'm meant to go down this path. Safe.
You should.
Yeah, it would be a really fun party skill.
$600 for 4 hours? What is that? Math. $250 an hour? No, that's not right.
Yeah. You got paid just to chill.
That's not right at all. 600 divided by 4. Yeah, $150 an hour. That's amazing. That's so incredible. That's sick.
That's so fucking awesome. And it could easily just be like a part-time hobby too if you want. But it sounds like these people dedicate their lives to it. Yeah, exactly. It's so cool. So cool. Yeah, I really am interested. I would love to meet a safecracker too. I almost called these guys. I was like, I should call them for an interview. And then I was like, what, am I crazy? I'm not going to talk to strangers. So maybe next time, guys.
Maybe next time. If you are a safecracker, or if you know a safecracker, let us know. They can come on the podcast. Yeah. I feel like we do this every week. We're like, if you know someone that does this.
Yeah. But maybe we should just find the person who knows the things. Maybe that's the next level of podcasting, is bringing on experts, then arguing with them about things we don't understand. Yeah.
That was very cool. Also, keep us updated on what ends up being on that film.
Yeah, I will.
At your mom's work.
I will.
If it's anything interesting.
Yeah, definitely. I can't wait to find out. Ooks. I bet it will be spooky ooky. It used to be an insane asylum. That place is haunted too, like for sure haunted. Some people have seen like ghosts in the windows and stuff like that. Yeah, my mom has never seen them, but she says that some people, but she's not really into like the whole like voodoo thing. Like if she feels like someone is following her, she's just like, it's just the wind. It's just the Lord watching over me.
It's just the Lord. She's not into ghosts, but she is into Jesus.
Yes,
isn't
very
Jesus
much.
A ghost? I mean,
he is. He is the Holy Ghost.
That's true. He did rise after he appeared 3 days later. Everyone was just like, "Ooh, that man's alive." But maybe he was just a ghost. Maybe he was just like, "Ooh,
yeah, the first ghost."
Maybe Christmas should actually be Halloween. Celebrating the birth of the first ghost.
Oh, that is so cute. And everyone has to dress like ghosts for Halloween. That's an idea. Oh, also Friday the 13th is coming up.
Yeah. Cute. Is that this week?
Yes, ma'am.
You know what happened on Friday the 13th, 2 years ago? The whole world shut down.
Was that on Friday the 13th?
The day that I got the email that my university shut down for COVID, and then the last day that I had at work were both on Friday the 13th.
Oh.
Woo! So, watch out. Watch your back.
Great. Holy shit, well, hopefully this Friday the 13th is good.
Stay safe. Yeah.
Yeah, stay safe out there, guys. Fuck.
That's it for us this week. Thanks for sticking around.
Thanks, guys.
And listening to our episode this week. Thanks for listening to Lydia's little story and then her little chat about safe crackers.
If you don't know, now you know. If you ever feel like you don't know what you're going to do with your life, you should get into safe cracking.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. If anyone listens to this episode and it inspires you to like change your career or pick up a new hobby, let us know. I would love that.
Yeah.
I would love to influence someone's life like that. And if you want to let us know what you think, you can head over to our Instagram at very.unimportant.people. You can find us on Twitter at theunimportantppl. You can email us at hatersclickhere@gmail.com, and that's HATRS clickhere@gmail.com. You can check us out on Patreon. Head to our Instagram. Once again, that's very.unimportant.people. And then in our bio, there's a link tree. Click on the link tree. Click on the button that says Patreon. Bam. You found us. We're there. And
you're there.
Last but not least, check us out on TikTok.
Yay!
TikTok. And that's it for us this week. Have a great.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Later, hosers.